So today at Temple at Sholom, got this big semi-truck advocating for world hunger. What did you guys get to experience today?
Look, I think that walking into this exhibit, you don't know what to expect. First of all, it's tremendously high tech, so I think it's a sign for everyone to pay attention to the problem it's trying to present. And for me, the feeling that I experienced was of complete shock. Some of the information that is actually shared through the exhibit is just unbelievably powerful. And it makes you understand how severe the problem of people who do not have anything to eat in our country is. It makes you understand it's not about politics or political affiliation or who's the administration or who's in office, but rather it's about human beings not being able to buy tomatoes or cucumbers or something for their next meal. When you hear the story of a kid who said that he ate food from a can that was older than him, it really makes you question how wasteful we are sometimes, and also how we do not understand what happens around us when we ourselves live and exist in complete security, both physically and spiritually.
And you kind of touched on it a little bit. We go about our everyday life. We hear about world hunger, but to both hear about it and then today visualize it simultaneously, it hit home for you.
Look, this is not only about world hunger. This is about hunger in America, which is even more important to understand, because when we think about hunger, we think about children in Africa or victims of the civil war in Syria or something like that. But when you really think of hunger in America, and that 43 million Americans do not know where the next meal is going to come from, you have to stop and think, why do we care more sometimes about what happens on the other side of the world than what's happening in our own neighborhoods? When we walk past the homeless person and we ignore it, or when we actually can do something to affect policy to change things, and we choose not to do it because let somebody else do it. Somebody else may have the time. We need to understand we cannot let it pass. It has to be ourselves, and that's what this exhibit really brings home.
And then this exhibit not only brings it to your attention, but also gives us a little bit of an answer as to how we can help. What were some of those ways that we're able to slow this and hopefully end it?
Look, like some of the questions that were asked and the answers that were given were very interesting. For example, it is known that we have enough food in America to feed everyone. It's just a matter of how do we distribute that food and to make sure that people that can't really access it. Again, this is not about bringing one can to a food pantry or writing a check. That's actually the easy part of this. Hopefully everybody does this already. The not so easy part is to actually understand that the structure of our country is such that we have to affect policy of how things are made in order for us to be able to distribute our resources to people who cannot access them. And that means reaching out to our elected representatives, reaching out to people who could actually change things, regardless of political affiliation or party. That doesn't matter, because this is an issue that affects all Americans. And if you ask me, that's the lesson that I learned today.
And Rabbi, what are you hoping will come out of this? What are you hoping, more Nevadans learn, as they see this and perhaps are shocked by what they see?
Look, I have to tell you that if one more person learns about this problem who did not know it existed or was completely ignoring it, if one more person walks out of this exhibit thinking, I'm going to do something to help, I'm going to try to make a phone call, I'm going to try to join Mazon as an advocacy organization that is a Jewish advocacy organization, I'm going to try to end hunger in my own neighborhood, whatever they can do, one more step, something else that we're not doing, then we have actually achieved success. Every time I go to Woodland Cemetery, which unfortunately I go a lot, I have to walk past the homeless city, which the majority of people who live in Las Vegas never get to see. And this is one of the reasons I was so inclined to bring this exhibit here, because I see our reality day in and day out, and I have to make sure that everyone knows about it. We're very good at hiding the problem. We have to be good at solving it too.
And what would you say to folks out there who, perhaps automatically assume, well, there are charities out there. If they have to, people can go on SNAP, food stamps. Why are there so many people out here who are still hungry despite all the resources available to them?
Look, first of all, one fact is that even if all religious organizations in this country got together and gathered all the food they can throughout different times of the year, they would not be able to feed 43 million people. One of the things that we learned in this exhibit is that many people who are hungry are actually working. They're not on food stamps. They're trying to get out of this cycle, but they can't because they can't afford to sustain their entire family. And it's not only a problem of people who are not working or who refuse to work or who just want to collect food stamps. That's not the problem. We have to make sure we address the source, which is how do we get these people to access more food so they can actually feed the people who are close to them through other government programs or other programs that are not just relying on faith organizations. We cannot do all the work ourselves.